Welcome, as always. We'll give it a little bit of time for everyone to show, but welcome to our show. Welcome to the night show. Sorry, a little out of breath. Welcome to the night show. I'm your host, TK Diz, Isaac Quitch of Aeon. Orion, you know what you can call me, and we will continue with the night show and our entertaining adventure. Last time we started the trial of Mew. Who killed Mew? Who was the Blackened who killed our ultimate inventor? And well, we found out one thing in particular. Mew was planning to murder someone. That's right. She was planning to murder Kokichi and blame it on Kaizo. But someone turned her murder around. But who was it? That's what we must figure out. Thus, we shall continue anew and see who is the Blackened who turned things around on Mew. Man, Bush, I got no motivation at all. And Monafi's... What the fuck? No! No! Brother, why do you know Monafi's psycho? Never mind that. Perhaps this lack of motivation is due to a lack of hibernation. You're a robot! Lack of hibernation? Ugh, why can't I? Yeah, I haven't been sleeping well lately, so I haven't really been able to hibernate. That's awful. What could be causing it? It's because you have... Is it because you have a lot on your mind? Is it because the graveyard shift pays a better hourly wage? Is that true?
Really?
Is it because you don't want them to think you're just goofing around? Is it because you want to stay friends? Is it because you want to watch it in real time? Oh god, can this freaking skit go on? Ah, father. Literally, what's up? He's gone into hibernation. We should let him be. Oh, please tell me this skit is going on. It's literally, yeah, you're right. Night-night. I mean, god damn, this skit is stupid. Class trial resumes.
My head!
Please tell me that's not really actually Sonya's actress.
Getting someone important to me, but I just can't. My head hurts so much. I just can't remember. I've forgotten. Maybe that's for the best. From this point forward, let's start a new life for ourselves. After all, our baby is excited
Oh,
to meet his daddy.
fucking
Wait, what? I'm gonna be a father?
I said I'm an uncle, recently an uncle.
What a colossal death flag. I'll be surprised if he doesn't die after that.
I hope they both die.
More importantly, let's continue the conversation where we left off.
These monocubs are annoying.
We understand Mew plotted the murder, but we need to find out who killed her.
And in order to figure that out, we need to understand Mew's actions.
That would be kind of stupid. But then that
Let's
sounds
discuss
perfectly
her
in
murder
character for this
scheme
game.
step by step.
I know that's important, but hearing you lead the conversation really pisses me off.
Let's see. Mew manipulated the virtual world to use it as part of her murder plan.
Don't just ignore me and start anyway.
What do you want him to say to that?
If she had succeeded, she would have gone past the wall between the chapel and mansion. And then wham! Murdered me on the roof with the hammer.
She would make the murder seem like it happened in the real world, and then pin it on Kaito.
As for Mew's alibi in the real world, she could say she was locked into the virtual world. And in the virtual world, she could say she was near the chapel the entire time.
She'd make an excuse about how she couldn't reach the mansion because of the fallen bridge.
Whoops, my hand slipped.
She dropped the bridge on purpose so she could separate the chapel from the mansion. Then secretly passed through the wall she installed and took advantage of the loop. After, she headed to where we were supposed to meet up, the mansion's rooftop. Oh yeah, Kaito was probably logged out around that time too.
That's when I saw Mew.
Problem is, because of her murder plans, we don't even know where she was killed.
She was killed on the roof, right? Kokichi told us the roof door was locked and that he couldn't get through.
Maybe that when culprit killed her.
That's probably what happened. The culprit killed her on the locked roof.
Did the culprit lock the door to the roof?
Perhaps. I don't think Mew did it. If Mew did lock it, she would have done it when she called Kokichi to the roof. Even if someone came up, I don't believe she would change the target of her plan. She knew that Kokichi would come up later. Locking the door would be suspicious.
Well, it's possible she didn't even think that far ahead.
She was smart, but she was also really, really dumb.
Sounds like Mew.
No say such mean things. Killing game bad, not Mew. Mew not bad person. Going to think we could have been friends if things different.
Nope.
That might have been difficult.
I
Even
could not imagine
without
being
this
friends with
killing
someone named
game.
Mew. Or with her
That
personality.
won't happen.
Honestly, her talk would have pissed me off. Like,
No way, Jose.
why is he here?
Anyway, let's continue the discussion. If Mew was killed on the roof of the mansion, the culprit must have moved Mew's avatar to the chapel after killing her, right?
So the next thing we should talk about is how they moved her avatar.
Now we know the mansion and chapel were actually next to each other. But the problem is the wall between them.
Only Mew was able to go through that wall. The culprit wouldn't have been able to.
Then you're saying the culprit sent Mew's avatar through that wall?
Yeah, that's the only way, right?
But how did the culprit send Mew's avatar through the wall?
I mean, it's not like they could have thrown her.
Going to not throw her!
What do you say?
No, you couldn't because the avatar's physical strength was equalized.
Physical strength equalized? that problem. Gonta no can protect everyone if that happens.
Jeez, keep up with us. We're already in the second half of the class trial.
How did they send Mew's avatar to the other side of the wall? Maybe that thing has something to do with it. You know, the loud sound you heard.
Bang! Ah. What was that sound?
Because of that sound, you guys went to the side of the chapel. Right, Keyboy?
But
That's
Kibo
when we found
was
the dead
not on the
Mew
right.
then,
Kibo and
right?
Himiko were not on the right side.
If so, then I think that sound and her avatar being by the chapel are related.
Yes, there's no doubt in my mind. The noise is related to this case. We need to figure out what that sound could have been. It might be the clue we need to solve this case. So what was it? It sounded like something slamming hard into something else. I really should not. What could it be? Two sounds we heard? Yo, game! Let me use hitting the wall.
I think the sound came from Mew's avatar hitting the chapel wall.
The hammer, cell phone, and lattice were there.
But they were too small to make that noise. Ruling those out, the only other explanation is that the sound was Mew colliding with a wall.
If that's the case, Mew's avatar must have hit the chapel wall really hard. We felt the impact all the way from the inside of the chapel.
Yeah, that's the real question. Mew's avatar probably hit the chapel's wall with pretty considerable force. But why did it hit the wall with such force? Can you guys figure it out?
Hold on, Kokichi. What's up with the way you're talking? Why are you talking like you know everything?
Let's not worry about that right now. More importantly, we gotta solve the mystery. Fighting among friends is a waste of time.
Friends? Us?
Anyway, can we talk about that after we figure this problem out?
A way of transporting Mew's avatar that would cause it to crash into the chapel.
Getting Mew's avatar to crash into the chapel mansion roof. There's only one way I can think of how to do that.
Hey, Shuichi, as your partner, I'll give you a little hint.
Your what?
Since the mansion was on top of a hill, the roof was pretty high up, right? Past the brick handrail, the roof was at a pretty steep slope. And the slope faced the chapel wall. On top of that, there was snow on the roof. If the culprit needed force to move the body, I wonder how they did it.
Well, bloody hell, just give us the answer, why don't you? You're just talking as if you've got the whole thing figured out already. I can't let him distract me, I need to solve the case. How to make Mew hit the chapel wall from the roof of the mansion. I'm gonna find the answer. Yep, it's a hangman gauntlet. Not the letter end. Nope, that was a D. There's one.
used this sloped roof as a slide for Mew's avatar.
Slide? Aw, man. Even with the slope and the snow, Mew's body wouldn't have slid.
Wrong. It would slide.
But the avatars can generate friction. We wouldn't have been able to walk otherwise. So I
That
doubt that
logic?
it would have had that much momentum.
No. It would slide.
It wouldn't slide, just like Maki Roll said.
It would slide, just like Shumai said.
Who the fuck is Shumai?
Who the hell is Shumai?
Oh, he's a pupil of Ramen Man. Sorry, my hobby slipped in.
I'm positive that's how Mew's avatar was moved, but maybe the culprit used something else as well to help her body slide.
Even if her avatar slid off the roof, would it slide off that quickly?
Well, duh, it would.
If it made that much noise, it must have built up a lot of speed.
Lots of snow piled up on roof. But not frozen solid, right?
You'd still slide, though.
In the real world, it might be difficult. But in the virtual world, perhaps not.
That's not the issue. Sliding down snow is easy to do. You just need a sled or skis to cut the friction.
There was nothing.
Wow, the very last line.
No, wait. There was something that could have been used to help slide Mew's body. Do you remember the lattice that was found by
What the
Mew's
heck is a
avatar?
lattice? I still don't understand what that's supposed to be.
The culprit laid her on top of that, then used it as a sled on the roof. I did notice the lattice in the storage room when I first looked. But during the investigation, I saw that it was gone.
The lattice that was found next to the chapel is the one that disappeared from the roof? Then that's it. The culprit used the lattice as a sled.
Ding, ding, ding! That's correct! After the culprit killed Mew on the rooftop, they placed her corpse on a sled and slid her down the roof's steep slope.
The sled picked up speed, flew off the roof, glided through the wall only objects could pass through, and hit the chapel.
The impact made all of her belongings scattered, including the hammer and cell phone.
Just like that hedgehog who loses all his rings whenever he crashes into stuff. I hate that guy and his worldwide fame and his stupid games, and I hate that hedgehog!
I can agree with you that Sonic games are terrible, but
I'm glad you're feeling motivated again, but you shouldn't be so hateful. That'd be an example to our new family.
Yeah, Father. Or should I start calling you Grandfather now?
no.
Now that we know how the body slid down, we're just one step away from the culprit. Well, Shuichi, do you know who the culprit is?
The culprit.
Yeah. In the end, we'll still need to guess the culprit, huh?
But Gonta can't believe one of us killed Mew.
However, since we know she was killed on the roof, we can narrow down the list of suspects. Meaning, the culprit must be someone who was investigating the mansion. Aside from you, the people at the chapel could not go through the wall or cross the river.
Hence why I say it can't be
So that means
Kibo or
the
Himiko.
suspects are Kaito, Samugi, Shuichi, and Gonta.
It's probably not Kaito.
Leaving yourself off the list.
Ooh, you got me.
That's right. 5 suspects. Me, Samugi, Gonta, Kichi, and Kaito. We don't know enough to name this culprit yet, but one of them is suspicious. When we were talking about the rooftop, they clearly lied. But what reason would they have to lie? I need to press them for information before making any judgments. And the answer to this is obviously Gonta. Oops, and I hits Rikichi by accident.
Kokichi, there's something I need to know.
What do you need to know?
Why did you lie just now?
Which lie are you talking about, Shuichi? I lie a lot, so you'll need to jog my memory.
Fine. I'll expose your lie right now.
Also, I never went to the roof, not even for the meeting. It all began when Miyu showed us the map. That's probably what happened. The culprit killed her on the locked roof.
It was that testimony that bothered me.
No, it's not that one.
When you were explaining that the door to the roof was locked, you said, but later you said,
The mansion was on the top of a hill. The roof was pretty high up, right? Past the brick handrail, the roof was at a pretty steep slope. The slope faced the chapel wall. On top of that, there was snow on the roof.
that's a lot of specific information. Stuff you wouldn't know if you hadn't been there.
Oh yeah! Now that you mention it, how did you know all that stuff?
You could probably see the steep slope of the roof from outside the mansion.
Weren't they all on the roof
But you
together at
wouldn't
one
know
point?
about the brick handrail unless you went up to the roof yourself.
Huh? What?
What's this all about, Kokichi? Did you actually go to the rooftop?
Didn't. I already told you that before.
Why you look so nervous?
Is this a sincere reaction?
But there's no evidence that proves I went to the roof. Wait, I remember now. That thing Himiko said.
Me?
At the start of the class trial, I remember you saying the handrail was made of bricks. Ooh, you so clumsy, girl. Gotta be more
What?
careful there, Himiko.
Did you just try to sound like you're a sassy girl?
Is it my fault?
Himiko really say that?
She totally said that.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
She did not.
She did too.
Then when? Tell me how long ago. In hours, minutes, and seconds.
What a worthless fight!
Stop it, Grandpa! Oh, this
What?
terrible fighting is bad for the baby!
Oh.
Yeah, grandfather, stop them before your grandkid is born.
I'm not gonna apologize, because Himiko said it.
So damn stubborn.
How much longer are you going to behave like this?
We don't have time for this. Kokichi is stubborn. He won't mess up no matter what. He's being this stubborn. It makes me think he has something to hide. To get into his hand, I have to prove he was on the roof. I might not like this, but I have to be aggressive. If we don't get the whole truth, everyone's lives are in danger.
I didn't go to the roof.
I've had enough of your lies, man.
I'm not lying. The rooftop door was locked and I couldn't open it.
So what did Kokichi do?
I turned back at once, of course, and stayed in the salon.
Wow, I just missed.
Liars burn in hell, you know.
Everyone burns in hell.
Lying, I'll set your kids on fire!
Do it!
That's fine because I'm not lying.
Obviously, that's the line I was trying to say. If Kokichi's lying for sure, when he keeps throwing lies on me, I have to fight fire with fire. I have to lie about Kokichi not being in the salon.
I didn't go to the roof.
I've had enough of your lies, man.
I'm not lying. The rooftop door was locked and I couldn't open it.
So what did Kokichi do?
I turned back at once, of course, and stayed in the salon.
What? You gonna prove I'm lying? You can't, right? I was in the salon the whole time. I didn't go to the roof. What a mistake. I need to think it over again. What?
I didn't go to the roof.
I've had enough of your lies, man.
I'm not lying. The rooftop door was locked and I couldn't open it.
So what did Kokichi do?
I turned back at once, of course, and stayed in the salon the whole time, you know?
Liars burn in hell,
Damn it.
you know.
I think I was supposed to hit that line with a lie line.
Lying, I'll set your kids on fire!
My
That's
teacher was
fine
really
because
weird
I'm
at
not
skipping this
lying.
game.
Then why do you look so nervous?
I didn't go to the roof.
I've had enough of your lies, man.
I'm not lying. The rooftop door was locked and I couldn't open it.
So what did Kokichi do?
I turned back at once, of course, and stayed in the salon the whole time, you know?
I'll reveal the truth.
Kokichi, you're lying right now, aren't you?
Huh? Lying about what?
Just before the murder occurred, I went to the salon to check on you. But you weren't there.
What? Really?
I waited there for a while. You never showed up.
What's this all about, Kokichi? Didn't you go right back to the salon after finding the roof door locked?
I see. You use underhanded tactics too, huh, Shuichi? So who are you guys gonna believe? Shuichi or me?
Well, of course I'm gonna believe Shuichi.
I believe Shuichi 100%.
The one who's not Kokichi.
100 house No. Himiko points.
No, house points to Shuichi would sound better.
But to go to the salon, Shuichi would need to pass by me in the dining room. I wonder why I
God
didn't
damn it,
notice
Tsumugi.
Shuichi there.
Damn it, Smoogie.
Oh well, I'll believe Shuichi anyway.
I
He
think
seems
she's...
right about stuff.
Sorry, but I'm going to believe Shuichi too.
I see. I wanted at least Gonta to believe me.
What comes around goes around. That's what
Oh, I
happens
see
to
we have a new
liars
person
like
on the
you.
chat. Welcome,
Why do you guys hate lies
Musica?
that much?
I don't know.
There's only one truth, but endless possibilities for lies, you know? And some of them are only white lies, or lies to be kind to people. If you deny all of that just because it's a lie, then that means you guys are just terrible at being lied to. Seriously, the worst!
Just spit it out already. You went to the roof, didn't you?
Isn't that where he met up with Mew?
No, he didn't just meet her there. He probably
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with the
I'll tell you if you
echoing. I
wanna
think
know
it's
that
because
badly.
both my camera and my
Consider this my
webcam are both
revenge.
using the same mic. Just bear
Revenge?
with that. I can't really. There's not much I can do for
You
that,
got some balls lying to
unfortunately.
me. I'm gonna take away your fun for pissing me off, Shuichi. I won't let you do any detective work, or deduction, or mystery solving, or anything.
Oh?
So, I'll confess everything. You guys better listen carefully.
Confess. A confession? So you are the culprit after all.
I came up with a plan after Mew asked me to meet up with her.
Confessing.
She asked me pretty eagerly, too. So I decided to pry some info out of her. She gave me the rundown of the virtual world before she explained it to you guys. As I listened, I realized she was planning a murder. On me, no less. When I investigated the virtual world, I found out that a person can die from shock.
Ooh. And I see we have the new one more person.
Use that for my murder.
But how many people are in the chat right now? Now, because I see
So
only
that's
3
when
on my
I decided
views.
to prepare my own crime with her plan. I pretended to cooperate with her and lured everyone into the virtual world. That's also why I worked together with Monokuma.
You worked together with Monokuma?
I guess the jig is up. Yeah, everything he said is true. Kokichi came to me with an idea to make the killing game more interesting. It was such a good idea, I decided to place a motive in the killing game simulator.
You added a motive? Then the secret of the outside world is the motive, right?
Which we never found.
No fair! Monokuma can't take sides!
I didn't help him with anything, and I had nothing to do with the murder itself. He merely suggested a way to spice up the killing game, and I accepted. Kokichi and I had a quid pro quo relationship. Technically, that doesn't violate the rules.
Bullshit! No matter how you look at it, you guys are working together.
Calm down. I'll explain my relationship with Monokuma, so let me finish my confession.
I'm fine with that, but you're confessing without much of a fight.
I told you. I'm gonna get in the way by taking away the mystery solving fun. If I can't win this game, then I'll make it boring for everyone. That's my revenge. Well then, the culprit is Gonta.
What?
What?
Gonta? Huh? Sure, usually the big guy... Actually, wait a minute. Technically, the big guy is
What did
usually
you-
the culprit. But Gonta killing someone?
Wait! When did Gonta kill Mew?
That's a lie! He didn't kill her! Kokichi's just lying!
Now you're trying to pin things on Gonta? Do you really expect us to believe such an obvious lie?
Yeah, there's no way Gonta could commit a murder this complicated. He's not smart.
It's my turn now.
Is he really throwing a rebuttal showdown?
The truth is, Gonta and I worked together. We formed a duo to end this killing game. As the Killing Game Busters!
Yes, but he was the only actual suspect on your list.
We must win this killing game in order to end this killing game.
Since the other two suspects were complete misses anyway.
By the way, I came up with the murder plan, and Gonta carried it out.
Gonta, what? Why are you more surprised by that than the first thing he said?
Because Gonta have no idea what he's talking about.
Come on, quit lying and tell us the truth.
Gonta is telling the truth. He's not someone who lies all the time like you.
And no matter how naive Gonta may be, I doubt he would ever team up with Kokichi.
He's already done that once, dude.
Yeah, not after insect meet and greet incident.
It's obvious what he's trying to do. Gonta doesn't understand the virtual world, so Kokichi's trying to trick him. He's trying to sacrifice Gonta to escape from his crime.
You're a terrible person! How dare you use Gonta like that?
You're right. I'm sorry. I did something horrible to Gonta. I didn't want Shuichi to hog all the glory, so I told everyone the truth.
Cut that out. Told you it's not gonna work.
Don't you think I could have pulled the strings and made Gonta carry out my commands?
It doesn't matter if it's possible or not, because I say it's just impossible.
Kaito, that's not logic.
There's no need to bring emotions into class trials. All we need is logical thinking. Right, Shuichi?
What? Gonta not understand what's going on, but still. Gonta not kill Mew. Gonta really not know anything. And also, Gonta not tell lies. And Gonta not make trouble for others. Cause that not how gentlemen act. That why Gonta not culprit.
Yeah, Gonta's not lying. I can tell just by looking at him.
I already used my magic to check. Gonta's definitely not lying.
Or he doesn't believe he's
Then let
lying.
me ask you guys. If it's not Gonta, then who's the culprit?
You, of course!
Come on! There's already proof that I couldn't have killed Mew.
There's already proof?
Oh, did you forget already? Then let me make it clear again. Why I can't be the culprit!
Whoa! The fuck's going on here?
I am not the culprit. Didn't I prove that to you guys already? The clue is how Mew was killed.
Mew got strangled to death, right?
Toilet paper was the murder weapon.
Mew would have totally resisted if she was being strangled, right? Then it would have been impossible for someone as weak as me.
You talking about the strength of your virtual avatar? That wouldn't matter if you strangled her from behind.
In which case, even if she did resist, the most she could have done is merely touch the culprit.
Exactly. She couldn't struggle much. So you could have kept...
Yo! Why did you not shoot?
See?
That was the line I needed. I'm skipping the rest of these because it literally just skipped the line I needed. It's already been proven that Kokichi's innocent. If he's guilty, would he really have been able to keep strangling during the struggle?
I am not the culprit. The clue is how Mew killed.
I don't know why it...
Mew got
If she was being that's as weak as me.
You talking about the strength of your virtual avatar? Doesn't matter if you strangled her.
I'm sorry, the Hypmont voices are
Even
so
if she
fun.
did resist, done is merely touch the culprit.
Exactly. She couldn't struggle much. So you couldn't.
Yo, shoot! The fuck game? It keeps doing the lie thing, just because I'm not trying to do the lie thing.
The clue is how Mew was killed. Mew got strangled to death, right? Mew would have totally resisted if she was being strangled, right? That would have been impossible for someone to beat me! You talking about the strength of your virtual avatar?
That strangled her behind.
In which case, even if she did resist, the most she could have done is merely touch the culprit.
Exactly. She couldn't struggle much. So you couldn't.
Shoot! Got it. Fuck game.
Actually, maybe it wasn't possible for Kokichi to strangle Mew.
Why wasn't it possible?
Mew modified my avatar, so if she attacked me, I wouldn't be able to resist. If Mew touched me, then I'd be unable to move.
Huh?
So I would have had to kill her instantly, such as stabbing or hitting. I couldn't have murdered her by strangulation, because it'd be game over if she touched me.
Well, if you were using the toilet paper, you wouldn't need to touch her directly.
But if you can't be touched while you're wrapping the toilet paper around her neck, then it would be impossible.
Which means, as long as she died from strangulation, it couldn't have been me.
Wait! What if it was something besides strangulation then? Like...
There's no doubt Mew was strangled. We already discussed this.
Kaito is really desperate to make me the culprit. No matter how much you whine about it, you can't change the truth. The culprit who killed Mew is Gonta Gokuhara! This is the truth you all adore so much.
No! Gonta not kill Mew! It's true! You gotta believe Gonta! Gonta would never hurt anyone!
I believe you. You've been risking yourself to protect everyone.
Did he particularly ever risk himself?
Would kill. He won't even kill bugs.
I mean, if the ultimate Hephaestus would kill
Believe Gonta too.
bugs, then there's something very wrong with him being an ultimate for that.
Of course! Who'd believe a liar like him? He's lying about Gonta being the culprit, so there's no point talking about it.
I don't know about that. Want the truth? We might have
Right,
to realize.
Shuichi? You think
More
so too,
questions.
don't you?
Oh God, don't tell me. We're not going to be able to siding with Kaito right now.
I know how important it is to believe, but as the ultimate detective, I know we can't solve this case with belief alone.
Huh?
It's just that something doesn't add up. I have this feeling something's off. We can't keep going back and forth like this. We need to discuss this.
What, you wanna suspect Gonta?
Too bad, Kaito. Looks like Shuichi agrees with me.
No, I'm not trying to...
Oh, the irony! It's all thanks to Kaito that Shuichi got his act together as a detective. And now, Shuichi's intuition as a detective has made him more suspicious of others. Well, can't be helped. That's just what a detective does.
That's not it, Kokichi. I'm just trying to make sure that everyone survives.
Shuichi, Gonta really not do it. Gonta, not culprit! Please, leave Gonta!
We might as well discuss it.
What?
As a precautionary measure, that's all. I think we need to seriously discuss whether Gonta was capable of committing this crime. Only then can we arrive at a logical decision.
You guys, why don't you get it? That's just what Kokichi wants. He's just trying to split us up. Shuichi, open your eyes!
But...
One Truth Special!
Well, we all know what's coming
Sorry
next.
to ruin this tense moment,
Since
but
every-
you guys seem pretty evenly split
That's
right
nothing
now.
I was saying.
So, the Ultimate Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial grounds!
So we're gonna do that again?
I actually like that minigame. It's kind of fun.
Shuichi, why? Why don't you understand? You're my sidekick, aren't you? Kaito.
That's not a good thing. Of course I want to believe Gonta, but I don't want to think that he killed someone. Oops. Because the ultimate if I can't turn away from the truth. I need to find the truth. Oh, we're doing a debate scrum. Could have committed the crime.
Shuichi, are you saying that Gonta is the culprit?
Gonta is such a sweetheart.
Oh.
He wouldn't hurt a fly.
Shit.
Could Gonta have even made it to the rooftop without being noticed?
Kibo! The entrance hall is all that separates the rooftop from the mansion exterior.
There should have been witnesses at the entrance hall.
I got this! No, none of us were in charge of the entrance hall.
But Kokichi confessed he was working with Monokuma.
Kokichi! I did cooperate with Monokuma, but only on a temporary basis.
It's all a lie! Kokichi!
Kibo! That is impossible, because Kokichi's avatar had special settings.
Gonta not kill Mew! Honest!
I got this! The truth is, Gonta could have murdered Mew.
That's not a good counter, so we should... let's do
Shuichi, are you
this.
saying that Gonta is the culprit?
We we're inconsistent, our position looks weak. We have to work together.
Shuichi, are you saying that Gonta is the culprit?
Fuck, I messed it again. No,
Don't
damn
you
it.
realize these so-called sweethearts can commit crimes too?
I would have
Gonta
replied.
is such a sweetheart.
Kokichi! Don't you realize these so-called sweethearts can commit crimes too?
Could Gonta have even made it to the rooftop without being noticed?
No, fuck.
I did cooperate with Monokuma, but only on a temporary
Wrong
basis.
line.
There should have been witnesses at the entrance hall.
I got this! No, none of us were in charge of the entrance hall.
But Kokichi confessed he was working with Monokuma.
Kokichi! I did cooperate with Monokuma, but only on a temporary basis.
It's all a lie! Kokichi is the
Kibo! That is impossible, because Kokichi's avatar had special settings.
Gonta not kill Mew! Honest!
I got this! The truth is,
Yeah, we're gonna have to do
Gonta
this one
could
more
have
round.
murdered Mew.
Shuichi, are you saying that Gonta is the culprit?
Ah, no! Damn it, I
Don't
hit
you
the
realize
wrong
these
one.
so-called sweethearts can commit crimes too?
Gonta is such a
Kokichi! Don't you realize these so-called sweethearts can commit crimes too?
Could Gonta have even made it to the rooftop without...
Kibo! The entrance hall is all that separates the rooftop from the mansion exterior.
There should have been witnesses at the entrance hall.
I got this! No, none of us were in charge of the entrance hall.
But Kokichi confessed he was working with Monokuma.
Kokichi! I did cooperate with Monokuma, but only on a temporary basis.
It's all a lie! Kokichi is the
got this. The truth is,
Ah,
Gonta
shit, I hit
could
the wrong
have
one,
murdered
man.
Mew.
We weren't gonna win this round
Gonta
anyways.
not kill Mew!
I got this. The truth is,
The buttons are all half over the
Are you
place.
saying that Gonta is the culprit?
I got this. I can't say for sure he's the culprit. I'm saying we can't rule it out.
Gonta is such a sweetheart. He was
Kokichi!
Don't you realize these so-called sweethearts can commit crimes too?
Could Gonta have even made it to the rooftop without being noticed?
Kibo! The entrance hall is all that separates the rooftop from the mansion exterior.
There should have been witnesses at the entrance hall.
I got this. No, none of us were in charge of the entrance hall.
But Kokichi confessed he was working with Monokuma.
Kokichi!
I did cooperate with Monokuma, but only on a temporary basis.
It's all a lie. Kokichi.
That isn't possible, because Kokichi's avatar had special settings.
Gonta not!
I got this. The truth is, Gonta could have murdered Mew.
He's...
Damn it!
Ah, damn it. The control part that I hate about this game. The controls are not... Hey, his ass.
This is our answer! In my opinion, as long as it is possible that Gonta is the culprit, we have to discuss it.
That's ridiculous. You're going to believe Kokichi over Gonta?
That's not it at all. I just want the truth. If we're going to survive, I have to find the truth.
But Gonta telling truth. Gonta really not culprit.
I still don't think Gonta's lying.
But didn't I tell you guys already? If you're planning to expose a liar, then you have to corner them psychologically. Only then will they reveal their true self as a liar, hiding beneath a layer of deceit. That's why it hurts my heart to persecute Gonta like this!
I don't believe that.
If you understand, then do it right. Make logical arguments for the truth.
Logical arguments?
It means use your head to make arguments.
Use head?
What I'm trying to say is, if you aren't the culprit, then you gotta prove that you aren't.
But Gonta really not know.
I'm sick of hearing you say you don't know. God, why are you so dumb?
Gonta just want to help everyone, like true gentlemen.
You're a true gentleman? More like a true nincompoop.
Hey! Now that's just bullying.
Bullying? Yeah, so what? That's what you do in this game, right? You guys blame and gang up on me, but now you're gonna pretend to be good people?
No, I never gained up.
Gonta, argue back already! Just make an excuse or whatever!
Stop it! That's enough!
Stop what? You mean stop the game? Hey, do you even know what you're saying?
Yeah, I know. What about it?
I don't want to survive if it means I have to
Stoop to your level.
Oh, that's a low blow right there. Then just die in a hole for all I care! We want to live, so stop getting in our way!
Wait. If you don't shut your mouth, then I'll shut it for you. Permanently.
Maki, please, calm down.
Don't just admit to killing someone in the middle of a killing game. Or say you're gonna kill
Sorry.
someone.
It Gonta's fault. Everyone's so upset. But Gonta telling truth. Gonta really not culprit. Cause Gonta not know anything. Really.
Cut it out already! That's all you've been saying this whole time!
You're the one that needs to cut it out.
He is not wrong. Wait, what did Kokichi say? So you've been saying all this. You've been saying this the whole time. The whole time Gonta's been saying he doesn't know anything. Gonta don't understand either. You like this when Gonta wake up? Gonta was sleeping too, had strange dreams. Gonta not understand anything. Gonta not know. Murder already happened when Gonta wake up. But why this happened? Why Mew killed? Gonta not understand. Gonta not understand anything. Because Gonta have no idea what he's talking about. But when exactly did he start using that defense? Bloody hell!
That's it!
That's it. It was after he logged out. That means...
Did Gonta get into an accident in the virtual world? Accident?
The accident that hurt Goethe. That was...
This is it! When we logged into the virtual world, an avatar user error occurred.
Some sort of avatar user error occurred when you all logged in for the first time. An error? Contents of the error are known, so I can't provide any details. But something strange definitely happened to someone's avatar when you all logged in.
An avatar user error? Ever since Gonta logged out, he's been saying, I don't know, I don't understand.
That's because Gonta doesn't understand the virtual world, right?
That's what I thought at first, but I think it's because of the error.
What you mean?
If that error is what's affecting Gonta, it's making him forgetful and loopy, then what was that error? What could have it been? Yep, another Hangman's Gambit.
It's possible that Gonta doesn't remember what happened in the virtual world.
Huh? He doesn't remember?
You started saying, I don't know anything, after leaving the virtual world. I think that's the result of some kind of memory error.
Oh, that's why he doesn't remember anything that happened in the virtual world. Not even killing Mew.
What? That's ridiculous! Quit screwing around!
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
What do you mean he doesn't remember? He's just confused!
Gonta told us he was bad with computers, remember?
Memory or no memory, Gonta never hurt anyone!
No way Gonta's the culprit!
Gonta never hurt anyone!
Remember, because
Doesn't remember
Gonta wants to keep everyone safe!
You did it, but you don't remember it.
Oh, wait, no.
If there was a glitch,
It's gentlemen, protect!
it should have affected all
Your
of
lies
us.
aren't protecting anyone.
But because we're all okay,
Gonta not lying!
that means there was a
What the?
Please believe Gonta!
You know there was an error code. It has to be a reason.
So you're telling me
remember,
Gonta
because
doesn't remember a thing about the virtual world?
Isn't he
You
just
did it, but you don't
would
remember
never
it,
kill a
right?
friend.
Again,
If
who's
there was a
considered
glitch,
It's gentlemen, protect
it should have affected all of us.
Your lies aren't protecting anyone.
But because we're all okay,
Gonta not lying!
that means there was a glitch. I heard it.
The cause of the error that affected Gonta's avatar is the 2 cords on the helmet used to log into the virtual world.
Put the red consciousness cord in the right port and the blue memory cord in the left. Out of curiosity, what happens if you switch the cords? I don't know, I've never done that before. Probably gets all glitchy or something. Told you
I
someone
think
would
that
mess up.
Gonta messed up something with the cords, causing the error.
If he mixed the consciousness and memory cords, then there'd be an error with memory. Like an error that won't let you bring your avatar's memories to the real world?
What?
Gonta, do you think it's possible that you improperly connected the cords?
How Gonta's supposed to remember that?
He couldn't have messed it up. I've said it over and over. Right is the hand you hold your chopsticks in.
Oh, but Gonta holds chopsticks with this hand.
That's your left
So yes! He screwed it up! She took it as holding chopsticks in your dominant... Her instructions
like
implied
it's
dominant
decided.
hand. So basically, Himiko's own instruction.
Decided. He's wrong, isn't he, Gonta? You remember the virtual world, don't you?
Gonta not remember. Gonta not even go to this virtual world place.
What?
Gonta fall asleep when he put helmet on.
Yeah.
When Gonta wake up, Mew dead. Gonta not know what happened. So, Gonta worry. Gonta not understand what everyone talking about.
No, it can't be.
But Gonta try his best to understand. Gonta imagine real hard.
That's enough, Gonta. We already know.
Know what?
We know that you totally forgot about teaming up with me and killing Mew.
Wait a minute! That lie! Gonta not kill Mew! Why would Gonta do that?
Yeah, it's a lie. I'll never accept this. And besides, Gonta's got no motive to kill Mew.
I already gave you my testimony on how I came up with the murder plan.
And I'm saying I don't believe you.
Kokichi, if what you're saying is true, why did you plan it this way? You wanted to plan the murder yourself, but have someone else carry it out?
Is the person who planned it also included as a blackened with the perpetrator?
No! Only the person who actually commits the murder becomes the blackened!
Then there's no incentive to just plan the murder.
But Gonta's such a gentle soul. Why would he agree to this?
Hold on, that hasn't been decided yet.
Who cares about the motive? Let's vote for the culprit already.
I care about the
So yeah, you would agree with the idea that
But I don't care.
that
Finding the culprit
her
is more
statement is
important in this
implying
class trial.
you would use chopsticks with your left hand.
Talking about the motive is meaningless. It's not necessary for this specific case.
No matter what you say, I'll never believe your lies.
We all agree that Gonta is the culprit, right? It would be impossible for anyone but him.
Impossible? Why?
It's pretty obvious if you use the process of elimination. Which means, Shuichi, you'll be my partner, right?
Me?
Because if you don't face the truth, then we'll all die, right? And you don't want that, do you? Okay, let's begin!
Quit screwing around! I'm done putting up with your selfish bullshit!
Kaito, we should listen to his explanation. Our lives depend on it.
So, we can now take Keyboy, Himiko, and Maki off the suspect list. Shuichi, would you care to explain? I doubt they'll believe it if it came from me.
The reason Himiko, and Maki can be eliminated as suspect is because they couldn't access the crime scene. This is why I said Magus multiple times.
They couldn't get to
the only person on your suspect list that actually is a suspect is Gonta.
The bridge from the chapel to the mansion was gone, and only Miu could pass through the wall. The three at the chapel had no way to get to the mansion, so they couldn't have done it. Kaito is the next one off our suspect list, and you know why, right?
Is it Kaito? He was logged out.
Kaito had logged out ahead of us.
Miu logged Kaito out from the start. But she did that to make us think the murder happened in the real world, right? Since we figured out the actual killing happened in the virtual world, it would have been impossible for Kaito, who had already logged out. Miu's time of death was around 6:30 in the morning. That's after Kaito logged out.
Kokichi's completely running the show now.
Honestly, Himiko, he's run the show the entire episode.
My synergy with Shuichi is super on point now, so let's move on to the remaining suspects. Gonta, Samugi, Shuichi, and me. Samugi and Shuichi can be crossed off. But what's the reason for that?
We have solid alibis.
Tsumugi and I are witnesses to each other's alibis.
Yes, one,
Both
but
of
the
you heard
only
Miu
one.
hitting the chapel wall, right? The culprit was definitely on the roof during that time, since they slid Miu down. Because of that, Shuichi and Samugi can't be the culprit. That leaves only Gonta and me as the remaining suspects.
Then you're the culprit!
And we're already...
Sorry for getting your hopes up, but didn't I already explain that's impossible?
Couldn't have killed Mew.
If Miu touched him, he'd freeze in place. Kokichi wasn't capable of strangling her.
So then, it's down to one person. And who was that again? Well, who is it?
Don't answer, Shuichi! You don't need to answer that! This is all Kokichi's trap!
Kaito, stop. There's only one suspect left. Only one person could have done this. Oops, my bad. It is sad to say. Gonta.
It's Gonta.
Shuichi?
Yep, Gonta is the only person who could have committed the murder. You get it now, right? That's the truth we were all reaching for. The thing you guys wanted so badly! A truth without any lies!
How do you have a truth with a lie?
You Iruma's killer is Gonta
Fuck
Goku
that
Hora!
face!
Really? Did Gonta really do it?
Jeez, is that really your reaction? It would have been fun if you went all crazy. But you forgot everything, so oh well. A culprit who can't remember their murder is pretty interesting. So, better than nothing. If Gonta remembered, his cover would have been blown so fast, especially since he's an idiot.
Dude,
Hold on. I still haven't accepted this. This has gotta be Kokichi's trap. I still believe in Gonta. He's not the kind of person who'd kill.
Kaito.
I already said this a million times, Kaito. You shouldn't use emotions.
You want proof? I've got your proof. After Tsumugi and Shuichi heard Kibo's voice in the mansion, they ran outside. And who did they see out there?
Oh, Shuichi and Tsumugi. Go, did you see Kibo around anywhere you're around? No, go to not see him.
Gonta.
Kokichi said it himself. When Yu's avatar crashed into the chapel wall, the culprit must have been on the roof.
I see. If Gonta's the culprit, it'd be weird if he wasn't on the roof.
It's possible that he fled the mansion after he heard the impact.
You'd have to go through the entrance hall to get outside the mansion from the roof. Is that where Shuichi and Tsumugi ran to when they heard the crashing sound?
Then maybe he jumped off the roof.
That's not possible. That rooftop was pretty high up.
Normally, Gonta could have done it, but his avatar wasn't strong enough. How about that? Now you get it, right? If Gonta was the culprit, there's no way he could have been outside the mansion.
Now you can't say Gonta's the culprit. Congrats, Gonta.
What? Really?
It would have been nice, so nice if that were the truth. Kaito was right and this horrible trial would just end. But
No, that's wrong.
What?
Just because Gonta was at the mansion doesn't mean that he isn't the culprit. All the culprit needed was a way to get from the roof to outside the mansion.
Huh? Looks like Shuichi got it. I'll leave the rest to him.
Kaito, I know how you feel. I know because we all feel it. But we have to face the truth. No matter how cruel that truth may be, we need to face it to survive.
Whose side are you on, Shuichi?
Kaito, please.
Aren't you my sidekick? Was that just a lie?
Kaito!
Fine then! I'll tear that sorry reasoning of yours apart and wake you up!
I can't do my detective work now. If I want to survive, I can't back down. Why is this
Never accept this! Don't you know Gota at all? He's not the kind of guy who kills someone. Don't you know that about him by now? I'll never accept this! Don't you know Gota at all? He's not the kind of guy who kills someone. Don't you know that about him by now? Damn it! Why won't you believe Gota? Why are you listening to Kokichi? Aren't you my sidekick?
Why is that your debate?
Wake up, Shuichi! Why won't you believe Gota? Why are you listening to Kokichi? Aren't you my sidekick? Wake up, Shuichi! Why won't you believe Gota? Why are you listening to Kokichi? Aren't you my sidekick? Damn it! Who do you want to believe? Remember what Kokichi has done to us! Remember how Gota's always tried to protect us! How could Gota be the culprit? Still want to accuse him, huh? Saying the truth this, the truth that. There's a reason Gota's not the culprit! Who do you want to believe? Remember what Kokichi has done to us! Remember how Gota's always tried to protect us! How could Gota be the culprit? Still want to accuse him, huh? Keep saying the truth this, the truth that, but there's a reason Gota's not the culprit! Who do you want to believe? Remember what Kokichi has done to us! Remember how Gota's always tried to... Damn it!
Oh, thank God he didn't lose anything else.
There's no way to leave the mansion from the rooftop!
No,
who do you want to believe?
I did the order wrong.
Remember what Kokichi has done to us! Remember how Gota's always tried to protect us! Damn it! There's no way to leave the mansion from the rooftop!
It ends here!
Damn it!
The toilet paper we found outside the mansion. That's what the culprit used to get from the roof to the ground.
Toilet paper?
The same toilet paper that was used as the murder weapon. That's why we didn't find it anywhere else. Not at the scene of the crime, nor on Yu's body. It was outside the mansion.
Hold on. If they use the toilet paper as a rope to get down from the roof, then they need to tie it to something. But there was nothing to tie it to. I know because I investigated the roof.
You're stubborn, Kaito. You're still going on about this.
Of course I am! I'm gonna believe in Gota till the very end!
No, there was something that the toilet paper could have been tied to.
What?
Yeah, the toilet paper, the place where the toilet paper was tied down.
There! The binoculars on the rooftop. The toilet paper could have been tied there. However, I don't think the culprit actually tied it down there. They just hung it. And then used the doubled up toilet paper to climb down. But in that case, they would have had to tug on it in order to take it down.
Yep, that's correct. Because I came up with that idea. But I thought I told Gonta to put the toilet paper back in the bathroom. Oh, I guess he ran into someone on the way and then threw it somewhere close by. Looks like Kaito's morale is shot, so this whole thing is done now.
The matter does appear to be settled.
Damn.
It's...
So, it's true. Going to really kill Mew.
But I'm the one who came up with the plan. Anyway, just admit your crime, Gonta. Even though you don't remember, you still did it.
But why did Gonta do such a terrible thing?
Wait, before you start crying, you gotta admit your crime first.
Stop. I won't let you, Kokichi. If anyone is gonna get him to confess, it's me. Gonta, I'm going to look back at the whole case one more time, okay? When you're convinced, you just let me know, all right? Let's end this together.
Finally, Suichi shows some backbone.
Okay.
Close an argument. Okay, we have a signpost in the river. First point. Right there. Level poison, we've already seen this option. Toilet paper doesn't care. That has to be one of the last things. Okay. So let's use like a sled again. Toilet paper. Map of the virtual world, we've already seen it. I just... Mew smuggled in the hammer. Nope. Dining hall with Samugi. Blue cord, that is... has to be one of the first things. Kichi was... kitchen. Culprit was... side. Leaving our final point. Kaito on the roof. Oh, what? I'm missing one. Just logged out. Kaito's logged out.
This is the truth of the case! The case began last night. After being convinced by Mew, we all logged into the virtual world. To log in, you have to plug the memory and consciousness cords into the device. So we all plugged those cords into our helmets and entered the virtual world. But the culprit had accidentally plugged their cords into the wrong ports. Because of this, a connection error occurred between the culprit's brain and their avatar. As a result, the culprit would forget everything that happened in the virtual world. It's possible that this had an effect on their avatar's personality as well. Because I can't believe that someone so kind could commit murder. But we had no idea this error even happened, and so we all logged in one by one. Meanwhile, Mew was the last to log in. She had modified the killing game simulator so she could accomplish a specific goal. After Mew confirmed we were all logged in, she took out the bottle of poison and placed it on Kokichi's seat. This was done to make it look like Kokichi was killed by poison when we returned. Yes, the reason Mew modified the simulator and brought us to the virtual world was to kill Kokichi in the virtual world, but make it look like he had died in the real world. After we had all logged in, Mew explained the world to us. Use the salon phone to log out. Objects are unbreakable. Your avatars use all 5 senses. She also explained the map of the virtual world in the mansion's entrance hall. But her explanation was intentionally false. She wanted us to misunderstand the world. However, one of us was able to see through her scheme. The very person Mew was trying to kill, Kokichi. Kokichi was going to use Mew's plan against her and plotted her murder. But Kokichi wouldn't do it himself. He used a patsy to be the culprit in this case. Kokichi was tight-lipped about the motive, so I don't know why the culprit agreed. But it seems as though right after logging in, when Kokichi and the culprit went outside, they were already working together to execute the murder. Eventually, we met up with Kokichi and crossed the river to the chapel. Mew had us split up to try to find some secret of the outside world. Kaito, Kokichi, Gonta, Tsumugi, and I investigated the mansion, while Maki, Himiko, Kibo, and Mew investigated the chapel. Splitting us up was also part of Mew's plan. At the chapel, Mew told Maki that she was going to look around outside. She chased after our group while we were heading toward the mansion. Once she made sure we were across, she dropped the bridge into the river. This was to trick us into thinking that the river separated the mansion and chapel. At the time, we thought nothing of it. It was just another one of Mew's pranks. That's why we continued with the original plan to find the secret of the outside world. We went to the mansion and split up to look for clues. Kokichi searched the salon. Kaito searched the roof. Tsumugi searched the dining room. I searched the kitchen. And finally, the culprit searched outside the mansion. Around that time, Miu was headed for the wall that was on the side of the chapel. She passed through the wall and headed for the mansion to kill Kokichi. You see, the wall was a special wall that Miu had added herself. This wall was programmed so that only objects could pass through. And Miu had changed her avatar settings from human to object. That was the hidden route she prepared for herself. She set up a wall that only she could pass through. Miu headed toward the mansion, but she was seen by Tsumugi on the way. When she entered the mansion, she pulled out her cell phone. She didn't tell us that there was another way to log out. Then, she spoke a name into the phone, which forced that person to log out. It was Kaito who was on the roof at the time. The same roof where Kokichi and Miu were going to meet. By having Kaito search the roof and then forcing him to log out, she was making him look the most suspicious, but her plan didn't go smoothly. Kokichi was waiting on the roof with a culprit and the toilet paper used to kill Miu. While Miu was distracted by Kokichi, the culprit snuck up from behind. And used the toilet paper from the mansion's bathroom to strangle Miu. This was only possible because objects in the virtual world are unbreakable. Miu's avatar was strangled to death, and the shock killed Miu in the real world. After the murder, Kokichi left the cleanup to the culprit and left the roof. He probably returned to the salon as soon as he could to avoid drawing suspicion. The culprit then took a lattice from the storage room and placed Miu's body on top along with the hammer and the cell phone. The culprit heaved the lattice over the railing and forcefully slid it down the roof slope. With a body on top of it, the lattice became a makeshift sled and flew off the roof. It went through the wall that only objects can pass through before crashing into the chapel. That was the crashing sound that Kibo heard in the chapel and we heard in the mansion. Miu's wall hid the fact that the mansion and chapel were actually right next to each other. That's why Tsumugi and I were able to hear the crash from the mansion. As the final step, the culprit had to then get off the roof. Because we were at the mansion, they couldn't take the stairs or they'd be seen. So they used the toilet paper again to escape from the rooftop. They hung the toilet paper from the binoculars on the roof and used it like a rope to climb down. Once the culprit was safely on the ground, they pulled at the toilet paper to retrieve it. They would have returned it to the bathroom, but they ran into us as we were leaving the mansion. In a panic, the culprit tossed the toilet paper somewhere nearby. Without that one little mistake, we might never have solved this case because the culprit doesn't remember. This is the truth you've forgotten, Gonta Gokuhara, the ultimate entomologist. Gonta, this is the truth we've reached.
Sorry. Gonta not really understand, because Gonta not smart boy. But if everyone agree, then everyone probably right. Gonta, trust everyone.
Gonta.
But why? Gonta kill Mew, forget everything. Gonta even think he not do anything bad. And then Gonta try to blame someone else and make everyone suffer. Why?
Damn. This makes it worse when you remember you said
Gonta do
whoever
such
killed
terrible thing?
Killed Mew, he would not forgive. He's the killer.
Gonta, it's not your fault.
It's Kokichi's fault. He must have tricked Gonta.
Huh? I totally didn't trick him. Before we go into that, it's voting time. We should finish up the class trial first.
Why can't you do it the other way?
Is this the right answer? We're not being fooled by Kokichi?
For once, I wish that we were.
Damn.
Wrapping things up already? What a buzzkill of an ending! It lacks the rush of previous voting times.
This sounds closer to Monica than it was.
After so many killing games, I guess it was bound to happen eventually.
Once again, he sounds up. It's like he sounds like better.
Just as well. This killing game is a bad influence on the baby.
Oh my, Naruto. You're even starting to look like a father.
I
okay.
gotta get my act together for the baby. Now then, pull yourselves together and let's begin! The heart-racing excitement as the blackened and the spotless face-off! It's voting time!
God, I realized almost that entire bottom line, and damn, almost half the line's been all wiped out. Please wait. Announcement.
It seems the voting has finished. Now then, let's see the result.
Wow, I can guess who's voted for Kokichi.
Who'll be chosen as the blackened?
Again, I never understand why this line is after. I think he's done this every time. Wouldn't you do? Doesn't this line make more sense after they've voted? I guess maybe because I think it's before the verdict, but it still seems out of place. gotten consistently B's on these things, but I'm okay with that. I usually get B. I'm a B student, so yeah. Gonna turn off auto. Well, look at that. You voted correctly. Congratulations, you guys. Give yourself a hand. Let me hear your joyful voices. I said, let me hear your joyful voices.
Damn.
Damn it, why? Jeez, they're all just moping around. They should be happy for themselves. I know, I'm super happy. Hey, what should we name the kid? Good question. We should prepare 6 names. Yay! What? We're having sextuplets? I'm so happy I might go crazy. Hey, Kokichi, you said this would have livened things up. What gives, huh?
Here.
You said you were going to liven up the killing game and the class trial. I said I put the motives, the secret of the outside world into the killing game simulator. That was just a lie. Oh, so it was just a lie?
What was that?
You just laughed it off?
Hey!
Are you satisfied, Kokichi? I want you to tell us. What is the outside world? Is it the motive you gave Gonta? I plan to explain all of that, but it's like, how should I say it? You guys are just gonna assume it's a lie if you hear it from my cute lips.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah, then let's have Gonta explain. Huh? Gonta?
Please stop!
Gonta doesn't remember anything. How can you expect him to?
All right.
Then we should all go back into the killing game simulator.
Huh?
What?
Because?
Why don't we ask the Gonta in the killing virtual world? But going back to the virtual world is... Ooh, there's a much easier way than that pain in the ass method.
Gonta's memories didn't transfer over, so they're still in the virtual world as data.
I'm going to
combine Gonta's consciousness from his last login with that leftover memory data. Ta-da! Alter Ego Gonta is now complete!
Alter ego?
Basically, it's a separate Gonta that only exists in virtual space. If we listen to what he says, we should be able to find out what happened in that world.
Huh? What this? What happening?
Is this Gonta? Is that Gonta?
What's that mean?
What sort of phenomenon is this? What did you do?
Hey,
Relax, Sumiko. It's not magic and it's not a trick. Alter Ego Gonta is just a computer simulation. It's just imitating Gonta's thought patterns. It's actually different from the real Gonta. Gonta not understand. Who's this alter ego person?
Now then.
See, it's even stupid like the real Gonta. You can hardly tell the difference. Plus, he's got Gonta's memories of the virtual world, so he should remember what happened.
Please.
Then other Gonta tell Gonta.
Why?
Why? Why did Gonta kill Mew? Kill Mew? Why does other Gonta know about...
Oh, man.
Unfortunately, our plan failed. You can tell them the truth now.
Oh. Gonta.
Then Gonta no could save everyone?
Huh?
Save everyone?
Gonta don't know.
Hey, answer Gonta. Why did Gonta kill Mew?
Wrong.
Gonta just wanted to save everyone. He wanted to save everyone?
That's...
Gonta, what do you mean?
Gonta.
Gonta think for a long time. How can Gonta be useful for everyone? Gonta not smart enough to help with trials. Gonta strong, but no can fight excels. Gonta feel frustrated because Gonta no could do anything. Gonta understands how this Gonta feels.
Yeah.
Technically, they are the same person.
But...
So that's why Gonta think he have to do it for everyone's sake. Gonta think he's got to do it because everyone else not want to.
Gonta.
So Gonta kill Mew.
What?
What do you mean by that? I don't get it at all.
Oh.
Jeez, Gonta's bad explaining as always. I guess I'll have to help. So if you remember what happened at that time. No, we shouldn't. If we want to prevent another murder from happening. Yoink, I'll take that card key then. Kichi used his lethal body to his advantage and took the card key from Monokuma.
Huh?
The card key, so you used it?
Yeah.
After working tirelessly, I finally found the door for the card key. After opening it, I saw the outside world. The outside world?
What?
That was Monokuma's motive? But why would seeing the outside world be a motive? I'll tell you guys in a sec. But that's when I found about Mew's plan. And it hit me, if I combine the two, then I'll be able to save everyone.
Please wait.
Save everyone, what do you mean? Hey now, you gotta listen to everything I say first. Anyway, that's when I made a deal with Monokuma. If I livened up the killing game, then he would let me use the outside world as a motive again.
Huh?
Again.
In other words...
Let me try it then. The motive key card that Kokichi nabbed was the right to view the outside world. But even though he saw the outside world, he didn't try to use it for the killing game. That disappointed me, but then Kokichi suggested we reuse the motive.
Yeah.
Instead, we should bring back the right to view the outside world one more time. And I decided to run with that idea. So I loaded a flashback light with memories of the outside world and put it in the simulation.
Huh?
Memories of the outside world in the flashback light.
What?
The secret of the outside world in the virtual world was about the flashback light,
You know?
and if it was the flashback light, it would mean the secrets of the outside world is part of our forgotten memories.
Huh?
So what are you saying?
Wait,
But why would anything about the outside world be a motive in the first place?
Incomprehensible.
What's going on here? Huh? You can't remember? Okay, fine.
You get it?
Let's talk about the motive later. We have to finish up this case first. Monokuma hid the flashback light in the simulator, but I knew where it was hidden. And I showed it to Gonta in the virtual world. Hey, you even knew where it was hidden? That's not fair.
To tell you the truth...
Well, I actually just placed it. I never said I hid it.
Too bad.
If anyone had asked, I would have gladly told you where it was. God damn it! It's a little late for that.
Always messing
So Gonta was
around.
exposed to the flashback light. Yeah, when Kokichi and Gonta leave together. But Gonta can watch Kokichi so he not do anything weird. Gonta, you're so sweet, but I knew you'd say that. Even without your ridiculous physical strength, as long as you're selfless and courageous, you make a terrific bodyguard. Bodyguard? With you by my side, I know I'll be safe from any trap. Okay then, let's go! Oh wait, Kokichi. It's okay, leave it to Gonta. Gonta keep eye on Kokichi.
Could it be?
Was Kokichi trying to lure Gonta off by himself?
Maybe.
The only person I entrusted with the secret of the outside world was Gonta.
Gonta!
After that, Gonta got taken to the forest near Mansion. Oh, what does the flashback look like? Oh, like that. Is this flashback light? It looks like it. Maybe the secrets of the outside world is hidden in it. We gotta tell everyone. Wait. Are you sure you want to believe a liar like me so easily? Huh? This might be a trap, you know? Shouldn't you check if I'm lying first? I mean, you want to protect everyone, right? This is the perfect time to do it. Protect everyone.
How'd this happen?
And there, Gonta remembers secret of outside world. But that just confused Gonta more about what to do. What can Gonta do to save everyone? Gonta could think of anything. So I told him, if he wanted to save everyone, he should put everyone out of their misery. In other words, a mercy kill. Damn!
what did you say?
What?
No way!
Was Gonta tricked?
Wrong.
No, you're not tricked. Because when Gonta remembers secret of outside world, Gonta thinks it would be easier to die. What? Remember what everyone said at the beginning? This academy is hell? Gonta agree. Academy that forced students to be part of killing game is hell. So everyone thinks they want to escape this place, right? But if it's still hell outside, what do we do? What do you mean, Gonta? Inside is hell, outside is hell. What should Gonta and friends live for?
How'd this happen?
And everyone who died, what did they die for? It's hell outside and hell inside?
But...
And then Kokichi tell me, best way to save everyone from hell is to put them out of misery, while they still not know. And only one who could do such dirty work is Gonta.
Yeah.
That's right, the only way you can save everyone is to free them from this hell. Gonta took on the dirty work for us. Damn. If he'd survived the class trial, he would have lived in this hell alone.
You get it?
Gonta took on that role for us. Shouldn't we appreciate him more?
Hold on!
Wait a minute. I still don't get what's happening. What outside world are you talking about? It's hell out there? What do you mean? What did Kokichi and Gonta see? What did we forget?
Hey!
Hurry up and tell us, or we won't be able to understand.
Right?
Gonta, what pushed you to do such a thing?
Please!
Answer, Gonta.
Sorry!
Sorry, Gonta no can tell you.
Why?
What? Can't tell us why. Because if Gonta tell you, then everyone will end up like Gonta. Everyone despair.
Huh?
Despair? I know it. A despair that makes you want to die. Despair that makes you want to put everyone out of their misery. Did you think the kind Gonta would tell you about such despair from his own mouth?
But
now we don't know any more than we started. Now you know how Gonta and I formed the Killing Game Busters, right? Then can't you accept everything about this case? You can imagine the rest, right? I used Miu's plan to turn it against her. I hid Gonta away from sight where Miu and I were supposed to meet. Huh? Kaito's not here? Yeah, you're right. Oh man, I'm honored you asked me to meet up with you, Miu. Is this a booty call? Or are you here to kill me? So you figured it out, but there's nothing you can do. You can't resist me. I made sure of it when I programmed your settings. Uh-oh, guess I'm in trouble now. I'm sorry, but you should just give up. This is my only chance. I have no choice but to do this. My inventions will change the world. They'll make the world a better place. It's my duty as a genius inventor, so I can't afford to die here. Sorry, Gonta's so sorry. Don't be sorry, Gonta. She was trying to kill me too. She said it was for the world or whatever, but that was just a poor excuse. We're doing this to stop the vicious cycle of misery, so you don't need to apologize. But Gonta's sorry. Gonta's so sorry, Miu. I already said you don't need to apologize. We had to do this for everyone's sake. Damn, so the despair of the actions drove Gonta to do it. Despair is a powerful emotion. It can't be. Gonta would never.
By the way,
You should know that it was Gonta's idea to slide the body to the chapel wall.
Huh?
What, Gonta's idea?
Gonta!
Before Gonta went to the roof. Yeah. This is not the best game. Even the murders are a lot more dark and sad. This is not a game you want a happy ending for. You walk through wall. Gonta tell Kokichi and he think of everything else.
but
Gonta gave me that chance. I like to think. We make a pretty good team. Good. What's good about that? You're the worst. That's the whole story. That's everything that happened.
Well,
So in the end, you don't plan to tell us the secret of the outside world.
Sorry!
Sorry, Gonta no can tell you that.
Always messing
Well, I mean, hearing that
around.
story, it sounds like you were tricked by Kokichi.
How can this be?
But Gonta did kill Miu. Gonta really did it.
Sorry.
Sorry, everyone. Gonta's so sorry. Gonta. But Gonta's plan to save everyone else. Everyone fail. Gonta not save everyone. Yeah, I'll make my point on... Kaede should have been the main protagonist a later point. I'm still pissed she died. But I'm gonna say that for our last episode, and I hope you, sorry, let me read your name again. No War. You can, catch that episode as well, because... Yeah, there's a reason I have a feeling about that, and I'm gonna share that towards the end. Gonta not save everyone. Gonta just make everyone suffer more.
Gonta!
Gonta's
Idiot!
stupid. So stupid. How can Gonta call himself a gentleman? Yeah, I feel how Tsumugi's acting. Everyone, please forgive him. Gonta tried to save us all from despair by taking on the sin of killing us. But you reached for the truth, and Gonta's plan failed. All of you could have been saved if you died without knowing anything. So you're saying it was wrong to fight for the truth?
yeah.
Yeah, it was. At least Gonta and I think so. You should have all died ignorant. Gonta even killed Miu for that sake, you know?
Don't screw around!
Enough of your shit. You made him
Please
kill
stop!
her. No, Gonta is bad. Because Gonta killed someone. Gonta is a murderer. It's true. I mean, honestly, No War, with how this game has been going, I'm not sure there's been a trial I hated. Compared to when we played Danganronpa 2, this has not been an entertaining game. Oh, I would be very happy to see what I think of it, but I promise I will probably be disappointed. Yes, Gonta make everyone suffer. That is true.
Sorry.
Gonta is sorry he failed everyone. I'm surprised they still had it. They found a way to even kill interesting characters throughout the game. Half this game, I have not been interested in the character. I've been looking forward. Hell, Angie's trial was the worst. Gonta is sorry for being stupid. Gonta is sorry he make everyone suffer. Gonta's so sorry. We get it. You don't need to apologize anymore. You're probably all thinking that I should have taken on the dirty work and not Gonta, right? Everyone hates me, so the role of villain is perfect for me.
I know that!
Yeah, I know already. It should have been my responsibility. When I realized Miu was targeting me, I thought to myself, she must have already had a way to prevent me from fighting back in the virtual world.
I suppose.
In fact, you were right. She set it up so she could paralyze you with just a touch.
So am I!
That's why I had to ask Gonta. I would have done it myself if I could.
That's enough!
Okay, but you didn't need to push everything onto Gonta too.
Please stop!
Stop. It's okay. Everyone, please, don't blame Kokichi anymore. Please. Gonta, you. How nice of you. How nice can you be, Gonta? You really are stupid sometimes. You're right. Someone as stupid as Gonta could never be gentle. Hey, so are we done yet?
Huh?
What?
And another...
You guys are starting to talk in circles, so let's just move on to the exciting stuff. Yes, the eagerly anticipated punishment time.
So am I!
Wait, if you're gonna punish him, then please, punch me too.
Huh?
Kokichi?
I know that!
I'm prepared for it. If you're gonna execute Gonta, then It's okay, Kokichi. Please, let Gonta sacrifice himself for everyone's sake. That's all Gonta can do anymore.
But...
Just promise, Gonta, that everyone forgive each other and be friends, okay? Alright, I promise.
Okay!
Alright, it's time to punish the ultimate entomologist, Gonta Gokuharu. Oh man, I bet his punishment's gonna have lots of gross, nasty bugs. That's right, you don't like nasty stuff. No, it's not that. It's coming. What? Already? The contractions are speeding up any minute now.
Honey!
Quick, hold my hand.
Now then,
I prepared a
I
special
prepared
punishment for him.
Gonta!
Wait, please, I don't want this. Don't go, Gonta.
No.
Don't cry, Kokichi. Gonta is okay. Yeah, Gonta not cry. Gonta really not scared. But
How can this be?
Gonta upset. Gonta upset. He no could protect everyone. Gonta, you can't cry either. Well then, let's give it everything we got. It's punishment time.
Sorry.
Gonta love you all.
Gonta, idiot!
Gonta is so sorry for being stupid. Gonta has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Wild West. God, I never have enough time to read those. I don't even want to know what's going on here. He's killing him. He's gonna kill him with computer bugs. Actual fuck? And yep, he's dead. Did that kill both of them? Because I would love if it killed both of them. Okay. Not sure how that played into... And roasted to death. The hell? Or Gonta. He could have gone out as a gentleman. But he died in disgrace. Ooh, surprise! What a twist, huh? Even I didn't see that coming. All my little cubs have been destroyed. Oh, thank God!
Dang it!
Oh, so sad. All that cuteness has gone to waste.
Why?
What are you talking about? You're the one responsible for this. Why would you do such a thing to your own children? Because lately they've been all acting buddy-buddy and neglecting me. I'm never gonna get the hang of this whole parenting thing.
No!
That's why.
Got a minute?
Does it matter now? We don't have the time to give him attention. Anyways, I'm gonna walk away quietly and go more of my dead kids later. Thank God no more monocubs. Sumps. Oh, Gonta!
Damn it.
Damn it, why did it turn out like this?
Got a minute?
Hey, Kokichi, why don't you tell us now? What is the secret of the outside world? If we don't know it, then we won't be able to understand or accept it. I can't accept it either. Kokichi, what is the secret of the outside world? What kind of secret would push Gonta that far? Kokichi, if you really care for Gonta, explain yourself to everyone and... I don't want to.
Huh?
You what?
I don't want to, stupid head.
That does not fit the expression he was making earlier.
Oh man, did you fall for all the fake crying?
That was
You're
not fake
so
crying.
dumb! I would never cry for Gonta!
What?
Fake crying.
Because?
If I said the actual truth back there, Gonta would have been real mad. That would have interfered with the game, so I simply lied to calm him down. See, as long as you lie for a good purpose, right?
What?
What?
Hey!
What do you mean, what really happened? Why did you make him do that?
Well, you know.
Obviously, so it wouldn't be boring.
Huh?
What are you?
Which means...
I gave Gonta an incentive because I thought it would liven up the game. Come on, think about it. If I actually wanted to save everyone like Gonta did,
You really don't...
I wouldn't have betrayed Gonta. You should have realized that.
Hey!
Then, why did Gonta...
Who cares about that idiot?
Dude...
I want to enjoy this game filled with suspicion and betrayal from the bottom of my heart.
Kokichi gave us one of his creepy smiles. When I saw Kokichi for what he really is. Malice. His entire body. Nothing but raw, unfettered malice. But that's a lie.
I am the supreme leader of evil, so it's obvious my personality would be twisted. The more you suffer, the more I enjoy it. There are people in this world who spread grief and misery for no reason than the thrill of it. And I'm one of those people. Nothing pleases me more than inflicting pain on others!
You?
Seriously, who the hell do you think you are? So for your own entertainment, you sacrificed Miu and Gonta.
You're so dumb.
What's so bad about that? You kill people for money, right, Maki Roll?
You bastard.
Someone like you has no right to call me Maki Roll.
Do you want to die?
Do you want to die? You look so much better with a scowl on your face, Maki Roll. But hey, you guys are just way too trusting. If only you expected me more then. Miu and Gonta wouldn't have died such meaningless deaths.
Don't screw around!
Meaningless deaths? Kaito screamed and sprinted up to Kokichi like a bullet. Wham. A dull thud resonated through our skulls.
Oops, sorry. I tried to dodge you, but I punched you
Seriously,
instead.
that's a straight jacket.
Kaito!
You?
By the way, Kaito, is it just me? Or are you way slower? Maybe, just maybe, Kaito is hiding something from us too.
Why the fuck would someone let Angie survive? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be an asshole or rude about that, but I'm gonna be honest. Angie was not a good character. I don't mean that in any rude or bad way, but she was a terrible character. Also, I gotta say, I feel like killing Kimiko would also have been a waste as well. Also, did they ever specify if Angie has a native tongue? Because, well, she's implied not to be Japanese. Is it ever confirmed?
Kaito!
Are you okay? Kaito kept coming at him, and Maki glared at Kokichi with piercing eyes. For someone who claims to be bad at fighting, you were pretty agile just now. You believed a lie like that?
Bastard.
You really want to die? Whoa! That's a look I don't think we've seen on Maki.
Let's have more fun.
Oh, did I finally provoke you enough? Is it because of Kaito?
Maki.
No, Maki. What am I thinking? Maki wouldn't lose her cool for a guy like Kaito. He's way too pathetic. He's all bark and no bite. Let's face it, the ultimate astronaut is just a trainee anyway. Kokichi never got to finish his provocation. No one cared about what he had to say. They'd all rushed to Kaito's side.
Right?
Kaito, are you hurt?
Are you alright?
Can you stand? Do you need to lean on my shoulder? Sorry, my MP's at 0, so I can't use any recovery magic.
Oh?
Hey, what are you guys all so worried about this pathetic gut?
That's wrong.
Pathetic, look at yourself, Kokichi. What?
No.
Kaito always has us by his side. See? No one wants to be around you. You're alone, Kokichi, and you always will be. Ha, you're talking about friends. Friends don't make this game more
Oh, man.
Jeez, boring. I'm no longer interested. I don't care anymore, but I will tell you this. The one who will win this game is me. Huh. That would actually be more interesting to see. Then again, I also find the whole issue with Angie's religion even worse. Part of one of the reasons she comes across as a bad character. That's not me trying to be anti-religious or anything. It's just how it's pretty much used to make her a one-shot. Kokichi spat out those words and left.
Kaito!
Kaito, are you okay?
Huh?
Hey, Kaito?
Hey!
You don't look well. It didn't seem like he punched you that hard, but...
What?
Did you hit your head or something? I'm okay, it's fine.
Okay?
Don't push yourself. You should lie down and... I said I'm fine. Kaito tried to get up, but... Is that confirmed, or... Is that something a fan fiction? Because I would need you to quote quote like a game director or someone actually confirming that. Ugh. Kaito doubled up over, his knees gave out, and he collapsed hard. Damn, it feels like what's happening kind of slightly reminds me when I fractured my leg. I actually tried standing the first moment, shortly after getting up. The moment I tried to stand up, I had to sit back down. Although I did drive home with that fractured leg, so no comment on that. But I did have to sit for a while, and I even said I couldn't. The person who was walking down the stairs with me, they had to. I was tempted to continue working through that. Kaito doubled over. His knees gave out, and he collapsed hard. Holy shit, that's a lot of blood.
What?
Kaito?
Blood? Why? What's the matter, Kaito?
Come on. Don't freak out over this. It's nothing. My cold just got worse is all.
A cold does not do that,
I
Kaito.
didn't know that coughing up blood was a cold symptom.
Damn it, Kimo, you really are an idiot.
You're a robot, and you don't know that? I'm saying it's fine. Just chill. I just coughed too much and cut my throat or something. I don't know.
As he spoke, he somehow got to his feet. Yeah, that's it. No. Atua, I think, is a Polynesian god. Like, I agree. Like, it is an actual Polynesian god. But I think that's actually only Atua. I think Atua itself is just the name they gave her it in the English translation. So I can't tell you much more. Like I said, I don't think Angie's ever had her nationality confirmed. All I know, it's implied she's not Japanese. Or not, at least not fully Japanese, sorry. But I'm going to head back to my room. Okay, I'll go with...
Shut up!
Don't follow me.
Huh?
What? I can walk on my own. I don't need your help, Suichi. Kaito staggered off.
Well...
I'll go with him. It would be bad if he collapses on the way. Right, we'll leave it to you then. Don't worry about it, Suichi. Kaito was just stressed out. Okay, then. Why? Why did it end up like this? I thought I could help. I wanted us all to survive. I wanted it so damn bad. I kept fighting for it, fighting for the truth. And this is what I get? By trying to survive, we're just playing this stupid game. Just like Kokichi.
Damn it!
Damn it.
It's almost time. Yeah, it's almost time. This should be enough. I'll end it. Now is the time. I'll end this killing game.
Oh, he's been the one writing it. This world was mine, Kokichi Oma. Watch, it will be revealed next chapter. He's the one been writing it. Live and let the languid world live. Chapter 4. There are 7 stories remaining. To be continued. That means after next chapter. And achievement unlocked. Okay, and I'm very glad you said that in the fan fiction, because that would be really bad if it did. And obtain present. Empty insect cage. And yes, we're going to save here. And on that note, I'm actually going to call it here for the night. We've been streaming just about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. And anything longer is actually going to also take up time. I got to get ready for work. Start prepping for work tomorrow, so I probably won't stick around for that. And this seems like a perfect place. We'll probably start the newest chapter 5. We got 2 chapters left to go, and this game is hell, and this hell will be over. But yeah, this has been the Night Show. I hope you had an entertaining time with us for this miserable game. I knew we had quite a few new faces today, I believe. Yeah, but I welcome all you. I hope I see you guys next. We're always, we'll probably be at this again tomorrow. Same time as you, so around 7 o'clock, and we'll progress through Chapter 5. There's not much left of Danganronpa V3. There has to be at least Chapter 5, and I'm guessing Chapter 6. So we'll be done with this killing game hopefully soon. But yeah, I hope you have an entertaining time with my show. If you did, share, favorite, like, follow. And if you know others who enjoy the show, please send them my way. I'll happily entertain you all. But yeah, I've been your host. Thank you for joining me on this nightly adventure of entertainment, and I hope to see you next time. This is The Night Show, signing off.